I am so proud of myself. I'm hitting the videos back to back to back. I think it's because I finally fixed my boost problem. Now it just feels like my life can continue, you know? So I'm super happy about that. So we're gonna fix the next problem in the car. Ignition retardation, right? So I know it's not the spark plugs because we're running one colder range spark plug. I doubt it will make a problem. I don't have any misfires or anything. It will actually help the car. So what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna cover the fuel section of ignition retardation. Right over there, we have got E90. I'll show you guys just now. So basically, what I'm gonna do is, yeah, it's E90. We're not just gonna throw that entire E90 into the car. We won't do something like that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna blend it with the fuel that's inside, so I've got a visual idea of how much fuel is in there, obviously by the fuel gauge and knowing the liters of the car and everything. So we're gonna mix it until it's about E10. Okay, so just a quick example, E10 means is basically 10% of the fuel in your car is ethanol. So we've got E90, so obviously, yeah, you'll do the mathematics. This is why you guys need a sensor on your return line of your fuel, basically showing you how much ethanol is in your car. So I will still get that in the future. Today I'm just gonna like give a small basic guess. If I've got 10 liters, I know I gotta throw in about 1 liter. So that is obviously, some people have got their own way. The gauge that actually shows you how much ethanol is in your car is the most reliable one. Once again, today we're not going to tune. It doesn't have to be exact. I just want to see if the ignition retardation improves or disappears with the ethanol blend inside. So we're quickly going to go and top it up. We're going to go just drive a little bit around, obviously, just so that the ethanol can mix a little bit of the fuel inside and it can start working through to the system. And then we'll do maybe 2 or 3 pulls. I don't have too much fuel left, so I'm not going to throw in too much ethanol. So I will basically just do maybe 3 pulls just to make sure everything is fine. And if it starts to look better, I'll probably do a quarter-mile run again just to see if it improved. Like, okay, our ignition retardation is better. How much is our quarter-mile now? I doubt I'll get into the 14s today. I'll see how the petrol goes. I might not even do it. I might gonna have to throw in fuel and maybe do it in another video. I'll see how things goes. I'll see how the graphs looks like. But yeah, I doubt I'll get into the 14 seconds. I'm 15.3 now. When I checked yesterday, it was pretty hot yesterday as well. So I think that's why the ignition retardation was also a little bit more than usual. But yeah, if I can get to like 15 flat, I'm happy. Alright, so here it is, FBF ethanol. Oh, it's 95 blend. Where did I come up with 90 blend? So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna throw this ethanol into a 2-liter bottle. It's gonna be much easier than holding this entire thing with a funnel. Then we can also do some better measurements on like the 2-liter bottles. Obviously, yeah, you can get yourself one of those special containers that has got like all the liters to milliliters for that fine tuning. But yeah, once again, we're just gonna use this over here just to see if our ignition retardation is gonna improve. Alright, so we got the ethanol mix in the car. With my calculations, I was about to throw in 1.7 liters. I just went flat and threw in a 2-liter, full 2-liter bottle of Coke. I think it's a pretty cool name. I'm added some Coke to the car. So yeah, we've got 2-liter added to the car. So we should be a little bit more than 10% E10. We should be about E12 if I calculate it. I just told myself I don't know how bad this fuel is, and you know, when it comes to small fine calculations and that, but we are around the E10 level. So let me quickly go just drive a little bit around, just cruise a bit for the ethanol to mix with the fuel and start working through the engine, and then we're gonna data log it. Okay, so let's quickly go 2nd gear, 3rd gear. Okay, everything's good, RPMs is low. I'm starting the log, foot to the floor. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna slow down a little bit, back into drive mode. So I did hit something like a small ditch in the road. I think you guys can even maybe hear it in the video, that like a dog. So I think if I do have ignition retardation around 6,000 RPMs, I think it might have been it, but we'll have a look. Okay, let's quickly try this again. Okay, we're in third gear. Start. Wow, that actually feels really good. I'm not kidding. Okay, we're just gonna quickly slow down. We're gonna press stop. Okay, the car actually feels a little bit better. I'm actually surprised. I'm seeing that 1, 2, 3. We don't have a lot of kilometers left. Maybe I can just quickly pull off next to the road here. I just actually want to go through the logs. I'm actually so super excited. I think it might actually be really good. I think I did see some retardation in 4th gear, but the other ones seem to be fine. Let's quickly analyze it, and then I'll see to quickly do another pull if I need to. But I think every time, like, the more and more I'm gonna drive, the better and the better the car is gonna get, the better the ignition retardation is and all of that. But let's quickly have a look at it. I'm gonna have a look at it, but I'll have a proper review of you guys once I'm home. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we are gonna do our quarter-mile pull. I looked at the graph. We'll talk a little bit more about it now, but it looks pretty good. It looks actually really good. I'm not to just ignore that. Okay, we're gonna do our quarter-mile pull now. Everything looks okay. Oh, a lot of wheel spin. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna slow down. I must say my first to second was very bad. We'll probably test it quickly again. I think I should manually shift it. It just took ages to shift. By quickly looking at it, it's 15 flat. Absolutely, I'm stoned. 15 flat. What I'm gonna try to do now is I'm gonna try to see if I can shift it manually. And once I shift it manually, I think we might actually be able to maybe 14.9. I doubt it, but let's see. Every little bit counts at the end. Okay, so we're quickly gonna do it again. This time I'm gonna manually shift it. Okay. A lot of wheel spin. That was much quicker. Second to third was a bit slow. Not too bad, eh? Oh, damn it. I actually slowed down before the quarter mile, but we got 15 again. I don't think the car has it for 14.9 as yet. I think we are gonna have to do some software finally. Man, I'm so freaking happy. I'm so happy. Ignition retardation looks promising. It looks like it's just my 4th cylinder. We'll quickly talk about it now. I'm happy, eh? I mean, we got 15 seconds with no ignition retardation. Our car is like, we're getting there. I mean, like, we sorted out the boost problem, we sorted out the ignition retardation. I'm all stoned. I'm happy, eh? I'm super happy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare about yesterday's log to today's log before the E10 and now running E10. So this is cylinder number 1. Basically, you want this line to be flat. You don't want anything. You want 0 ignition retardation. The worst we've seen here was minus 4.5. This over here, that's minus 6. I don't want you guys to worry about it. That is basically because of the shift, you know, the gearbox changing gears and hooking up. Your knock sensor actually picks that up. So the highest here for this cylinder number 1 was minus 4.5 ignition retardation. Cylinder number 2 is minus 3. Cylinder number 3 is minus 3 as well. Cylinder number 4 being the worst at minus 7.5. So in my previous data log, piston number 4 and piston number 1 was, oh, that was my, I thought it was a dog barking. It was my handbrake switching on automatically. So yeah, my piston number 1 and piston number 4 was always the worst for whatever reason, I don't know. But here you can see clearly piston 4 is the worst. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is, this was the previous log. Let's go to the log of now. So cylinder number 1 had minus 4.5. We got 0. We got absolutely nothing. I'm super happy about this. Cylinder number 2, nada. Absolutely nada. Cylinder number 3, nothing. And cylinder number 4, sad to say, we got minus 2.3, but we took it from minus 7 to minus 2.3. So now I'm really thinking to myself, if I can get a launch where I don't spin as much, and if I can get my last pool I did was my first to second was very good. My second to third was a bit slow. It's like my car wants me to manual shift actually. So I think if I have to pull away on 4,000 RPMs and not 5,000 RPMs because it's on the road, I think what will happen is my launch will actually be so much better. And then going from there, if I can shift manually my first and second for that quick shift, because basically what I did was my first gear, I shifted myself, I went into manual mode again, and then my second gear to third gear shifted by itself where it was a bit slow, and then third to fourth I shifted, it was a bit faster. So anyway, and I let go a little bit before the 400 meters actually popped up. So I think 14.9 is possible as already speaking. Like if I maybe can add a little bit ethanol more in, maybe we can sort out this what do you call it, the fourth cylinder, the ignition retardation. But I'm wondering if there's not maybe a small problem with the cylinder. The reason why I'm saying that is if I do a cold start of my car, you need to know something about a cold start. It's what is the word? I think it's an open loop. Yeah. So it's not a closed loop, it's an open loop. I might be switching around now. So when you do a cold start, it's an open loop. Basically, your car does get feedback of what a fuel to air ratio is and all of that, but it's not taking it into any consideration of adjusting the air to fuel ratio. It's taking the data was given on the ECU, giving it to the car. So a lot of times when you experience, let's say, a little bit shakiness, it can be like an air leak or something like that. I've got a feeling, because I do have a little bit of a shakiness on my cold start, but once the RPMs just drop, the car is as smooth as can be. So by seeing that cylinder 4 has got ignition retardation, I wonder if it might not be cylinder 4 that's giving me that little bit of a shake. So once obviously the what do you call it, the engine itself, it kind of gets to that point where the RPMs drop after cold start, it can, then it's like a closed loop. So it's working with feedback. So it's getting feedback, sending the feedback to the engine, doing the alterations, and everything goes on as is. Anyway, guys, we're going to drop this video right over there. I'm super happy. So now we can see that our ignition retardation is because of the bad fuel in our country. So I'm super happy about that. I'm super happy. The petrol is so expensive in this country at this moment. For me to buy E95 is basically the same price. It's never been like that. Never. There was always like a, let's say like a 20% difference. Like ethanol is maybe even more, like 30-40%, or maybe I'm just being lenient now, 30-40% difference by buying the ethanol than using normal fuel. So anyway, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna drop this video. Thank you so much for everyone watching. I'm really super happy. I'm glad to see this car is coming there. Already at 15 seconds, guys. Already at 15 seconds by just adding some ethanol in, just getting that ignition retardation good. I think what I'm gonna do next is, I think what I want to do is the right thing. Look, I can go do software now. I can maybe just throw in a little bit more ethanol to hide the cylinder 4 retardation, but I can see that it is the highest, and when everything is fine, it's still there. So it's just telling me that, dude, you gotta look into it. So I think I might take my what do you call it, my injectors out and maybe send it in just for a service, just for like a spray test, and see maybe it's not spraying the same amount, maybe it's not like spraying it as in a fume kind of base, like a mist. But anyway, I'm gonna drop it here. I'm gonna keep quiet. I'm so happy. Peace out, everyone.